What's up, my Eggy peeps? Eggy reviews for you. Last night was Boulder, Colorado, Fox Theater. Man, oh man, sold out show, great venue. I do have the score sheet for the venue here somewhere. It was right up there. It was in the high 70s. But let's talk about the music. So, they opened up with Last of Kin. Could see they were kind of getting a feel for the room. The place was sold out. I love seeing the musicians look up at the room and see a big crowd of people, just a massive humanity, and you can kind of see the smile that comes on their face when they see that. So Last of Kin getting a feel for the room. Atomic Age, in case you didn't know, my new favorite. Sometimes songs come along that you just can't get enough of, and I am gobbling up Atomic Age like it is a fucking Thanksgiving dinner. Let me tell you, there is something about that song, and I've often wondered this. Why is it that Eggy music makes me feel so good and so many other people feel so good? I know, like, there are frequencies that you can broadcast and listen to that are supposed to make your brain and your body feel all great and everything. I wonder if these guys are, like, purposefully or accidentally broadcasting in those megahertz that just makes you feel unbelievable. But again, Atomic Age, super tight. Jake was pretty animated. He was finding that sound. You could see him kind of adjusting some knobs here and there. Alex had some sick drum fills, and I'm not even sure if that's the right word, because drum fills to me sounds almost like not a positive. It sounds like just something you throw in there. But his riffs were just astonishing. Okay, so Jake was animated, finding that sound. Mike was the past two nights. Mike has been, I'm not sure what the word is. I'll get into that in a little bit. But so Atomic Age was the second song, my favorite. Already 2 minutes into this video, and all I've done is talk about Atomic Age. So Backyard Bear was the next song. Super heavy bass. I have notes on here. Jake was kind of like waiting, and Donnie was running. Just like I just had images of just rivers flowing and stuff in my head. And when you listen to that song on Nugs, there was literally at one point I could almost feel like the click clack of the roller coaster as we climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and hit that mountaintop, man. And it was fantastic. I think there was like a new jam composition in this Backyard Bear. We've all heard Backyard Bear a lot of times, and it sounded like they hit a new kind of jammy jam in there that I hadn't heard before. Very fast-paced vocals. And let me tell you, the lights, okay? So this was one of the first shows I've seen where they really had a really good light show going on and a big backdrop with like images and stuff. And I shouldn't say one of the first shows I've seen, but this was one of the light package in this place was really good. And that combined fantastically with the sound. Sweaters for Straw Men, big song. Interesting that it was in the first set. I literally had like Liberace came to mind, Billy Payne came to mind. Donnie was absolutely just nailing it. I could picture, like just the chords that he was hitting, like floating through the air and matching with Jake's guitar. It was fucking amazing. Really good harmonics between the two, and there was no woo. The crowd, I don't think, really knew the song as well as we do back on the East Coast, if that makes sense. But, when we listen to it out on the East Coast, man, the crowd is going woo, and there's woo, woo, woo all over the place. But there was no really woos last night. Today and tomorrow, you guys. So, when I was first listening to the show, and I'm there, and I'm saying to myself, well, this is really good, but this isn't going to be like Oxford. Like, this isn't going to be a transcendental experience. It's going to be a great Eggy show, but I'm not feeling like it's going to be like, oh my God, I'm not the same person afterwards. However, today, tomorrow, and then this Beatles song that I remember as a kid, being in the right mindset, listening to that song, that whole album, Revolver, thousands of times. And for Eggy to pick that song and play that song and you guys don't even know. If you didn't grow up in the 70s, you just don't understand. And I'm almost like getting a little bit choked up right now because it was so fucking intense. It was amazing. They Fabulous Four all over again. Captain Trips right there before your very eyes. Probably the most psychedelic Eggy show I've ever been to. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not crying, you're crying, right? So Jake, I think, was like channeling fucking, I don't know, man, George Harrison and just every great, I don't know, the words defy, the experience defies words, okay? Today, tomorrow never knows. Back into Today and Tomorrow made me want to take acid again. Okay, we'll just put it out there. Like, it was like, I'm like, oh my fucking word. I can't imagine the people that were down there that were on those kinds of drugs. Man, oh man, they're never going to be the same after this. I'm not going to be the same after that. And I was stone cold sober. So I don't want to ramble, but it was super raunchy. If this is what yoga does, we need more yoga. And they were like fucking Vikings last night. It was just amazing. Like I said, people will never be the same. Apology, a monster apology. Donnie added tension to that song that you could cut with a knife. It was like he hit a fucking intensity button. It was like, okay, intensity, boop. And we just had massive intensity. Mike was just like war rhythms. It was like jungle war drums coming from a bass. Jake, just, man, he was like adjusting knobs on his guitar and doing a couple of things with the pedals. And literally it was like Neil Armstrong getting the fucking space shuttle ready to leave the atmosphere. And away we went. The journey to the center of the earth was basically where I was at. It was the people were in awe of what was going on. And I was just there just appreciating the sounds and the selection of notes that the musicians on stage were pulling out of their hat. The combination of the four guys and yeah, I mean, it was Captain Trips right there before your very eyes. Wayless, very abrupt riffs in Wayless. I think Wayless is a song that they really enjoy singing because I think it's a song about achievement. And when they sing it, I feel like they are acknowledging their own achievement, and they were proud to sing that song last night. It was really good. And Mike was, the last two nights, Mike has been like, I call it like liquid percussion. If percussion could be fluid, he was it. There was no person, and that's like, this is the best way to say this. There was only bass. The past two nights, and the guys are one with their instruments. We know that. But I think Mike has reached a new level of, there is no mic. It's just instrument. It's just beautiful, unbelievably complex bass lines that we're lucky to hear. All right, so I'll put that out there. I knew probably in the first set that they were going to play Time Escaping, because Time Escaping is a very psychedelic, trippy song, and especially the way they do it, and they were in a really trippy psychedelic zone last night, so I knew Time Escaping was coming, didn't know when. They dropped it, and the crowd knew the song. It was the most trippy version of Time Escaping I've ever heard, and there were fucking literally raptures and revelations happening in the crowd, down on the floor. It was awesome to see the crowd going up and down and just swirling around, and everybody just getting blown away by what was happening right before us. Boomer Bust, always a great one. Big drum solo. Mike actually, and for the past two nights, I don't know if Mike has actually moved his feet. Usually he's bouncing around a little bit. He's literally just stood there like he had on concrete boots. And it's been awesome, let me tell you. So he actually moved during Alex's drum solo. He turned around and kind of put his arm on the speaker and stood there for a minute. But he's been in a wicked, wicked zone. They had, in this Boomer Bust, They had these blood red fucking lights on the stage that they didn't really use a whole bunch the night, but during that one song, a lot of blood red, and like it was like a Jaws theme with the do 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 do. It was fucking awesome. Jake was doing like Hendrix riffs and fucking like it was like I wrote down the gates of heaven. I don't know why, but that's just what I wrote. And candlepin strikes. So the riffs were just so bright and you could like hear every string getting hit. It was like a strike of bowling, but not 10-pin. And so if you're from New England, you know what candlepin's all about. Golden Gate Dancer, put away the notes. Put away the notes. Golden Gate Dancer was a party and a half. A great way to wrap things up, and absolutely had that Miami Vice kind of thing. And Diesel, they're just Diesel, man. They do not quit. It was a long show, and I think they were trying to kill people at one point. Like, it was just like they were just not stopping. But that's all I got. This has been a long review. It was an amazing concert. I think for a lot of people, it was... This one's going to get talked about for a long time. I don't know if it was the Nugs stream that really pushed it over the top or what, but I mean, the set and setting were amazing, and the jams were just next level, to be, you know, cliche or hyperbole or whatever. But that's all I got, folks. Love you all. Sitting right outside the 10 Mile Music Hall, getting ready to do it again. Don't know if I'll be able to take notes tonight or anything. It is really fun to write down these thoughts and keep them, because, you know, I have all these thoughts in the past and I never really locked them in, but writing them down and doing this helps me. So I hope this helps you. I've had a great time being at these shows. I can't wait to get in there tonight with my dear wife, Mrs. Urfy. And with that, peace out. Love you all. See you next time. Bye.